Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. It's Jennifer. This is my very first live stream. Will you guys just kind of let me know in the comments if you can hear me? And also, do you hear music? Is it too loud? Let's try to get this going and just be patient with me. This is my first live stream on YouTube that I've done. So... all right, I see Beverly and Glenn and Holger and Jeconiah in the comments. And Silji, hi guys, thanks for being here. Let me know if you can hear me. I just want to make sure that you can hear me first of all. Give me a thumbs up or a comment. And we'll make sure. Hello there. Hey everyone, welcome. Thank you for everyone who's joining in and for, we can hear you. Okay, awesome. Okay. You guys, my 13-year-old, I have to tell you the funny story about this. This is my first live stream and my 13-year-old son, he actually helped me get this set up last night with the software and everything, because this is my first time doing this. He has a YouTube channel himself, which he's so amazing at. He does like little virtual reality gorilla tag game stuff, and all of his little fans are like between 10 and 13 years old, but he is so good at it, and I had to have him help me actually get this all set up to know what to do. So hi everyone in the chat, thanks so much for being here. I am so nervous today. I actually feel like I'm shaking. I'm just nervous. As some of you or all of you may or may not know, I've been working on this album for the past 4 years. I started it in 2020, which seems absolutely crazy. It was written during the pandemic, during some crazy, weird, hard times for everyone, and myself included. And yeah, so the music video that you saw today is just the first single from the album, which will have 15 tracks on it. Hi everyone, so good to see you. So today I just wanted to kind of chat with you. Thank you all for the support, and also just kind of answer questions and also share some behind the scenes. I am gonna see if I can make the little chat box bigger on here. There we go. From Paris, hello. Some of you from Switzerland, Australia, Sweden, US. Thanks everyone for being here. So if you have questions about the video or the making of it or the album, please put them in the chat box, and I'm gonna try my best to read those and stay on top of it. But while you're here, I just wanted to just talk a little bit about the video that you just saw. And my thoughts behind it, and I'll also share some behind the scenes pictures and things like that. First of all, Glen Gabriel is in the house. I saw him in the comments. Here is Glen and I at Abbey Road Studios. This was last year. We were at Abbey Road recording the whole album, which was such an amazing experience. We had two days recording there, and the footage that you saw in the video at Abbey Road, that was all real. Like, we weren't actually filming a music video. We were there filming a lot of behind the scenes for the album. And as I was trying to think of a concept for this video, I wanted it to be performance-based and really to focus on the music, because a lot of the videos that are coming after this are very much like storytelling and very story-based. And so this one I wanted as a debut to just kind of like focus really on the music. And so I thought it'd be cool to have like a studio-based video. So we start out at Abbey Road Studios. Here's another photo of, that's Anthony Whedon on the left. He was a conductor for one of the sessions and also did the transcriptions for the orchestra scores. And then Glenn is to my left, and then Brian Vibberts is to my right. He was a recordist at Abbey Road, and he also did the mixing on the entire album, which was a huge job. But I thought it'd be really cool to do a studio-based album where we start at Abbey Road Studios and then we transition to my home studio, which is the garage. Actually, that's my garage, the studio in the garage where I first started playing the piano. And then we took the entire exact same setup onto the beach. And I saw in the comments somewhere somebody was asking what beach was it. And this was Bullman Beach in Sekiu, Washington. So out on the Olympic Peninsula, which is gorgeous. I think I have a picture. Let's see here. Let me... Is this the right one? Oh, that's not... Okay. I'm not sure where that picture went. So anyway, I had some pictures lined up to show you, but again, I'm having some technical difficulties finding them. So yeah, so that was kind of the premise behind the whole video. Let me just kind of read through the comments too. Was this track one of your first to compose and record, or did it come in the process? This one was not the first one. Actually, the first song I wrote for this album is The Lighthouse, which is the next video that's coming in 2 weeks from now. And Oceans came a little bit after that. But when you guys eventually are able to listen to the full album, it really is... I highly recommend starting at the beginning of the album and listening all the way to the end, because it's very chronological in the stories that happen and also the emotion. It just progresses to the end of the album, where you can hear a lot of turmoil at the beginning, and then by the time you get to the end of the album, there's a lot of joy and healing. And the music is also took a different shift towards the end as well. So sorry, I want to make sure I was hoping that my husband could be here and help with the comments so I wasn't missing, but he is scaling a mountain today. So he's not here, and it's been a crazy morning. So let me just... Oh, thank you so much about the cover artworks. Jacomaya Heartbliss. Thank you. Yeah, the artwork on this album was like an entirely different project in itself. Marina Shapova did the cover art for the single as well as the album artwork. And I think next week I'll release like a little reel probably on my social media showing how we got that cover art. It was definitely a process in itself. But that's actually me in that dress. It was like a 20-foot long skirt, as you saw in the video. So, while pondering the concept of oceans, did you only have the literal seas in mind, or was there also an allegorical component to it, overwhelming, enveloping? Okay, I'm glad you asked this, Holger, because, so yeah, in the beginning when I was writing this album, I actually started out with it being ocean-based. I was going to write... actually just a short album, ocean themed, some of it around the folklore like sirens and mermaids and pirates and things like that. As I got into more of the writing, I was also going through a lot personally, and the music started to kind of morph into more than that. And by the end of writing all of the pieces, it truly was a transformation. There's even, I have a suite on it called the Metamorphosis Suite. And if you know what metamorphosis is in relation to butterflies and how they go into the cocoon and then they come out. So yeah, there's definitely allegorical meaning to a lot of this album. But hopefully you guys all saw the album trailer on YouTube and everywhere. But I talk about how most of the world is covered in oceans, and when you see the oceans, you just see unending bodies of water, but what you don't see are the layers beneath. And there's so much more that I wanted to say about that. As I was researching oceans around the world, there's actually 5 different layers of oceans, and when you get to the very bottom layer, it's actually deeper than the height of Mount Everest. So that's pretty deep. And even down in the very depths of the bottom of the ocean, there are living creatures, living organisms, weird creatures, but they still live down there and they thrive. And the whole concept of us as humans going through the dark times in our life and how many like deep layers we have under us that people don't see, and the things that we go through. And even at our lowest of lows, there's still life there. And that's kind of the relation to the oceans, and I guess you could say like the allegorical meaning of why I named it oceans. So yes, humans are very layered. Oh yes, aloha cyclist. Sekiu is west of Port Angeles on the Straits of Juan de Fuca. You're absolutely right. So in Washington State here in the US, there's, most of you know where Seattle is, but then there's this whole peninsula on, like you take a ferry over to it, and there's a peninsula, which is where I live. And if you keep going out to the ocean way on the west coast, it's actually the most continental northwest corner of the United States. And that's where we filmed this. Beautiful, beautiful spot. Who was responsible for making the blue dress flow like waves? So my son Preston, he and I, and he came with me out to the shoot, as well as another friend's daughter. You know, I think my pictures aren't showing up because my screen is covering them. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can pull my main screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is why I'm not seeing some of the pictures. And it's not moving either. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna make my screen a little shorter down here just for a minute, so that I can actually show you some of these pictures that are hiding behind. Here's my son Preston. So he actually was a production assistant on the shoot. He was amazing, such a big help. Sounds like the album is going to take up 100% of your listening time for a while. Oh, I appreciate that. And I also just want to plug the pre-order while you guys are all here. If you haven't pre-ordered the album yet, you can do that from my website. And it's available for pre-order on physical CD and also digital download. And those pre-orders help me so much as an artist in so many ways. For one thing, it helps with Billboard charting. So basically to make it on the Billboard charts, which my last 2 albums did, which I'm so grateful for. But you have to have a certain number of sales in order to chart, and all of those pre-order sales count towards that. So you guys, anyone who has ordered and is going to order, is helping me with that, which I'm so appreciative of. And just getting on those charts helps the album with exposure. It helps it get out there, and it's kind of like a nice first accolade for the album as well. And then the pre-orders also help because obviously, like, the financial resources that my family and I have poured into this album has been extensive. And so the pre-orders also help just helping me as an artist to, sorry, I'm trying to find, just to get some financial assistance back on the album. So here is me on the beach in that crazy blue long dress. I'm trying to see some of these other pictures that I had ready to go, but they were covered up by the screen, which is why I am down on the right lower corner. So, all right. So I noticed some of you had commented on the beach shots. So yeah, we did film at a beach, obviously, and these the beautiful sky is a little bit of cinematic magic by my color grading specialist Ryan McNeal. We had such a beautiful sunset, but it was kind of like meh. Like the sky just was, it was a little bit pink, but not amazing. And so we did some sky replacement shots at the very end, which turned out so amazing. So that's just a screenshot of that. I love how you use the live orchestra. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like you know, with music, we listen to it, but we don't know all the work that goes into it either. And a lot of the musicians who actually play a huge part in making the music what it is. And so it's really awesome to be able to feature them, so you actually see like who's playing the strings and who's playing the what you're hearing in your ear. So yeah, I thought it was really cool to be able to include that in the video, and I'll be releasing more. We filmed both days at Abbey Road, and eventually I'll be releasing a lot more behind the scenes and also some more studio-based videos of some of the songs, so you'll get to see more of the orchestra as we go as well. I'm just reading through your guys' comments, so hold on. Thanks for being here, you guys. Do the photos come with a digital download as they do with the CD? Yeah, so on the digital download, I've included a PDF of the inside liner notes. So those, yeah, you'll get a copy of those as well. Which, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like when I, like, two huge reasons I love to buy CDs is, for one, I like to read the liner notes and see the artwork, because you don't always get that with like streaming and digital downloads. So that's really important to me. And then also just supporting the artist is really important to me as well. So even if you do stream it, I think it's important to also support the artist by buying a copy of the album. Oh, and you can pre-order on my website, which is jenniferthomasmusic.com. Thanks, you guys. It's always hard. I feel like I'm constantly like having to like promote myself, which is, I'm a huge introvert, and so sometimes it feels very unnatural to constantly be like, have you pre-ordered my album? But okay, I'm just reading through some of the comments. I love how you use live orchestra. You're doing great. I'm surprised that you could get Will down to take that shot because the tide was so far out. The beach views are stunning. Yeah. It's so funny because we shot the beach shots in the summer, and the tide schedule was, so like sunset, the tide was going out, and earlier that afternoon the tide was like right up next to the piano, but obviously we didn't have the sky. It was very bright and sunny. So when we did shoot the sunset scenes, the tide was pretty far out. It's too bad we can't control the tide and tell, hey, water, we would like you up next to the piano more, please. Gosh, thank you guys so much for all your sweet words. Let me see also, like, what other pictures did I load on here? Here's a picture of Will. Oh my gosh, it's huge. Hold on. Let me downsize this for you guys. Sorry, this is the first time I'm using this software. Obviously, I'm having issues, but so this shot is a shot of when you see the overhead shots of my hands playing the piano. That's what Will is doing. He's up on a ladder, straining his back for forever to get those overhead shots. And then off to the right is our son Preston. He was a huge help. He was using a leaf blower to like blow my dress and make sure the lighting was good, and he was also pushing play on the backing tracks and everything. I see the Ocean single is now on iTunes. Still waiting to pre-order full album. Yeah, hopefully it'll be up on pre-order soon. It's still a ways out. I'm not sure like when it shows up on iTunes, but it'll be there, and it'll be in Atmos on iTunes, and it'll be in Dolby Atmos on Tidal and Amazon as well. And by the way, Amazon is like currently has my single up on there, but they've linked it to the wrong Jennifer Thomas. So I haven't promoted Amazon today because I'm kind of mad at them. So hopefully they'll link it to the correct Jennifer Thomas, and then I can share that. Your work inspires me to learn piano. How many keys piano should I order to play most songs? Yeah, actually that's a funny question. On this album, the whole album, I used a lot of exploratory ways to record my piano and just layering. Again, with the layers of the ocean, I also layered my piano a lot, and there's a lot of different piano layers and piano effects layers So yeah, I have to perform this song next weekend for a gala live on stage, and I've been trying to figure out how I'm performing this live. I think I figured it out, but yeah, it's a lot of piano parts. Thank you for pre-ordering. Is the lighting grid set up as your illumination concert tour? This one is, I'm not in charge of the lighting for this concert. The concert hall is kind of producing all of that, so I'm not really sure. I have a tech rehearsal on Tuesday, so I'll find out on Tuesday. But I am hoping to do a tour for this album, and it's a lot of work to do that with because I produce the whole thing myself and I create the show, and it'll probably take at least 6 months of work to get that done. But I'm hoping this fall, winter, spring, I'll be doing some concerts. So stay tuned. Speaking of the sheet music, here's a picture. I stood up on my piano bench and took this overhead shot of when I was rehearsing for the music video, and trying to figure out what parts I was going to play for the music video. There's a lot of piano parts. What else? So next week I am going to also do a behind the scenes video from the album. So that is something you guys can expect next week, and I show a lot of the fun behind the scenes from the video. All right, I'm gonna look at the comments again. It's going fast. I barely keep up with you guys. Thanks for being here, you guys, and for supporting. It means a lot, especially as an independent artist. It's kind of a jungle out there trying to get your content out there. And I'm so appreciative to anyone who's here, who watched the premiere, who's also sharing about the album. And also, you know, if you stream music, add Oceans to your playlist today. And thanks to everyone who's pre-ordering. It means so much. People are asking where I will possibly tour. I am not really sure yet. So I'm going to tell you guys a little vent that's frustrating for artists. And it's not just me, it's a lot of artists. So we will sometimes get a lot of requests from people to please come perform in my city. And then we'll go perform there, and either the tickets don't sell as well or the people didn't show up. And it's so much effort to go to those cities. And then this has happened to me several times. And then like the next week I'll get a message. Oh, I saw you performed in my city, but I couldn't come, or I missed it. When are you coming back? And it's really hard for us to want to come back to those cities when we don't, we just didn't get supported the first time, or don't know if we come back, is it going to be the same thing? And so, on my last tour, I did 20 cities, and I would say 18 out of the 20 shows were either sold out or almost sold out, which was completely amazing. There were 2 shows. One of them we did have to cancel, and then another one where we just didn't get the ticket sales. And so we probably won't be going back to those cities, obviously. But for this, if I do a tour for Oceans, I'm thinking of possibly maybe just doing bigger venues and not as many cities. So thinking right now, maybe I'll start with 5 cities in a bigger venue and see how that goes, and see if we sell out, see if we get a really good turnout. And then if that does really well, then I'll book more cities. But I'm thinking instead of the smaller venues that we did last time and going to so many cities, we'll just pick a few bigger ones. So not sure yet where those will be, but that's a great question. And thanks for the vote of confidence. Somebody said you'll sell out. Nick, thank you for that. So I don't want to talk your guys' ear off all day, but let me see if there's anything else that I had uploaded that I wanted to share. Here's one. Okay, hold on one second. And thanks for your patience, guys. Like I said, I'm using this software to run this live stream, and I feel like I'm at a control center, like an airplane or something. So one second. Here is a shot at Abbey Road. This was after day 2 of recording, so that's fun with the orchestra. And then Anthony Whedon, he conducted the second day session, and Brian Vibberts were at the conductor's podium up there. And then one last shot I'll show you guys. This is the Yamaha CFX at Abbey Road. Beautiful, gorgeous piano. That's the piano in the video, and that's me in studio too. So, yeah, I had no idea I was going to use that footage for this video, but it just worked out really great that way. So, oh, well, thank you guys so much for being here. Is there any? Oh, how many Yamahas? So to answer your question, in the video there were 3 Yamahas. There was the Yamaha CFX that you see in this picture, and then there was my home studio, which is my 7-foot Yamaha C7. And then on the beach was we call it my stunt piano. It's not it's a real piano, but it's my Yamaha 6-foot. And that piano is a little bit smaller, and that was my replacement piano from the one that I burned in the fire within. So that's the one that we now take outdoors if we need a piano to, you know, get beach sand on it, and not too concerned about it as much as, like, I don't take my nice piano outside ever. Anyway. Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching the premiere. Hold on, before I go, I'm gonna see if I can make my picture actually centered on the screen again. Here we go. Sorry, I had to move it, actually find my other pictures that were missing. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for supporting the album. It's a huge deal. I was yesterday in my Instagram stories, I was talking about how I've never released singles before a full album before. So this is new for me. And I think it's just a nice, like, if you think of it as like an appetizer before the big feast. So this was your first appetizer, is the Oceans single. And then there's another appetizer coming on May 24th. It's the Lighthouse single and video. And then 2 weeks after that is the full album mega feast. So I hope you are hungry and looking forward to that. So thanks for being here, guys. And don't forget to pre-order the album and playlist the new single, and just, I appreciate everything. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. All right. Ciao.